Hi Virgo, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Virgo, in today's reading, I am going to give you two of the Denise Lynn Oracle cards, going to do your reading and then clarify it. So let us get started. All right, Virgo, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So let's get started on your reading. See what's going on for you, Virgo. Let's do this. This is for Virgo for their highest good, Spirit. This is for Virgo for their highest good. Two cards. Okay. So, wow. So they have rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering in your life. Definitely, you guys. Wow. This is, we just went into the 10th month. So, 10-10, we passed it up and we're in a new stage in our lives, a new cycle, a new beginning. So for all of us, and I do believe that Virgo, you are very blessed and you will have blessings, abundance, of all kinds, any way, shape or form. So if you see the card, it's like it's telling you, there's a rainbow. You're walking towards the rainbow on this new journey with abundance and happiness. You also have view from the above, get the big picture. So maybe you need to think, bigger. Maybe you need to think out of the box. Maybe you need to see your plans differently. Maybe you need to add to it. Something like that is what I'm getting. Okay, so interesting. All right, so Virgo, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Virgo. I was, if you see any dark on my hand like this right here, I have like a lot of little dark. I was lighting the Palo Santo, and you know how you get that little stuff on there. So yeah, all right. So Virgo, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Virgo. One for the current, one for the situation, for the past or now, one for the hopes, for the what's hidden, one for the hopes and fears. One for what you need to do now, what you need to work on, and the outcome. And at the end of the tarot deck, you did get the 10 of Wands. So I do feel like you are very exhausted, but you are definitely looking at things very differently now. With the Chariot card here, Virgo, you are definitely moving forward. I feel like there's success here. I feel like you're trying to take control of everything that's going on in your life. Also, I feel like there's traveling here. Definitely, you're moving forward. With the Knight of Cups here, I do feel like you need to follow your heart and whatever it is that you're trying to do, because I just get a sense of that. So we'll come back to that and see what's going on there. You also have the 5 of Wands here in the past or now. I do believe that, you do have a lot of frustration still. But we'll see what the cards say. If you look at this card, you look at the faces and there's so much anger and frustration and agony on here. It's just crazy. You do have the Page of Cups, believe in yourself, really believe in yourself. I feel like you've learned a lot also. We'll see. We'll see what else is coming through. You have the Empress card here. The Empress is talking about abundance, really taking care of yourself, really, really knowing what you need to do. I feel like the Empress, she's very beautiful. She's very caring. She's very loving. That's you, you just want to heal the world. And that's definitely you also, because you are a healer. You are a guider. You do guide, you heal people. You have the Tower here. Tower is talking in what you need to do now. And Tower is talking about that there's going to be a lot of change, and you're going through all these changes also. For what you need to work on is your emotions. Maybe you've been feeling down. Maybe you've been feeling, very emotional. You're going through a lot of changes. There's a lot here. I also feel like, remember in the past, you were going through this huge transformation where you're still on it. We've all just begun this healing, this transition, because we're moving forward. Then you have the 6 of Swords here for the outcome, and the 6 of Swords says that you are definitely moving away from the darker days and moving on to the brighter days. Also feel like, you know, you're not looking back. You're totally moving forward. So it's nice, very nice. All right, so you know, I feel like also too that you're very tired. You're very stressed out. Um, but I feel like you're gonna move forward from all of it because you do have a lot of cards here that say that you're moving forward. So let us see, Virgo, what's going on with you. Nice, thank you, spirits. Why is a Chariot here for Virgo? Oh, my card. Wow. All right. So definitely, you know, I feel like you have, you know, you're definitely moving forward. I feel like, you know, you're traveling. You could be moving forward, like I said, you know, with the Chariot here. You know, maybe you're starting to take control of everything that's going on in your life. You know, you're very committed to everything that's going on also. I feel like you're making plans, that you have plans, and you're making decisions about, you know, whether you're going to go home, stay home, or, you know, like if I feel like you're going to travel or you're going to go somewhere else. And I still feel like you're doing that right now. I feel like you know deep down what you're going to do. You know, you're just not really saying anything about it yet. You know, you're looking at everything first. You do have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is also talking about that, you know, you're very independent. You know, you've been working on a lot on yourself, you know, and I feel like, you know, you've been just living in the moment, you know, and not looking back. And I feel like you're trusting yourself more also. And I feel like there is some kind of abundance here because, you know, Virgos, they like the luxurious life. They also like that money. You know, and I do feel like you're very independent and you're able to create what you want. Wow. Definitely a lot of traveling. And I also feel like there's moving here, like moving residents. You have the Knight of Cups, and why is the Knight of Cups here in the situation? Wow. All right. So, so with the Knight of Cups here, I do feel like, you know, I do feel like you need to follow your heart. I feel like you need to really, you know, you need to have that compassion and forgiveness for everything that has been going on in your life, you know, for people that have hurt you, for people that, you know, that upset you, you know, that have betrayed you, that have made you just feel sad, you know. And I feel like you just need to follow your heart and to do what you want to do instead of doing what everybody else is wanting you to do. You do what you want to do. I feel like you gotta use your intuition and follow your heart and trust your heart in the decisions that you're making. You know, whether they're good or bad. You know, no matter what, there's an experience there. You know, and I feel like you just need to follow it. Okay, I feel like you need to also trust your intuition and follow your your intuition, and also follow your like let it guide you, you know, your heart, your intuition, you know, let it really guide you. Also feel like you need to start taking care of yourself better, start resting, you know, because there is a lot of change here that's going to come through. You know, you are in the process of moving forward, so there is also new experiences coming in. So just remember that. I feel like you are trying to establish yourself, and I feel like you're going to be making decisions, especially on your finances, that are coming through. And I feel like you know what you need to do, you know, because you already know. The thing is that you need to start trusting yourself, okay? And that you are trying to, but you need to trust yourself like completely, like really follow your heart, you know, and what's going to make you happy instead of, also instead of the money, stop chasing the money and do something that's going to make you happy. Okay. That's a message for somebody. Wow. I do feel like you're going to be able to make those wise decisions. You do have the Five of Wands here. The Five of Wands is definitely talking about anger, frustration, you know, having that anger, you know, but I do feel like you're leaving it. I do feel like you're moving forward, you know. Yes, you're in your emotions. Yes, you're thinking about the past and everything that has happened, but you're going to leave it, okay? And if you're not, you try your best to leave that anger because you don't want it with you. You're moving forward now. You're going through this new phase, so go with it. You have the Page of Cups here and what's hidden. One more card. Wow. That's interesting. Very interesting. So you do start off with the Page of Cups here. I feel like you're definitely you're going through a healing, releasing a lot of emotions, because you also have the Three of Swords here. I feel like there's messages coming through for you. I feel like, to trust what you feel. I feel like also too, there could have been some kind of apology, but definitely a lot of new opportunities coming in. Pay attention to your dreams also. I feel like there's some kind of intuitive message there that's trying to tell you something. And you're definitely moving forward, but everything comes in divine timing. You want this, you've been working hard and you want to reap the rewards of everything that you're doing, and that's fine. But like I said, everything comes in divine timing. Okay, so really have patience. Even though it may not, I know it sucks, but still need to have patience. Okay, just let everything come in. Try not to take any shortcuts on anything either. I feel like, just go with it. Just go with the flow. Let the changes come in. And then again, like I said, you have the Knight of Cups here, which you do have it twice. I believe you had it here, right? Knight of Cups right there, yeah. So really follow your heart in everything that you're doing, okay? Really follow your heart, Like I said, there's news and messages. There could be somebody coming back from the past also, like giving you some kind of message, and it's free will, you guys. It's you, either you take it or you don't, So you don't have to take it. Remember everything that's been happening in your life, like everything that has been done, whatever it is, okay? But I do feel like there's some kind of message coming in, and I do feel like you need to follow your heart on everything, okay? Because following your heart is a big thing here, and it's showing up a lot. And then you have the Empress here. Why is the Empress here? You're gonna have a lot of ideas. You're having a lot of ideas, and this is the in what's hidden. I mean, the hopes and fears. Okay, so you're gonna have a lot of ideas. The Empress, she bursts a lot of ideas. She's abundant. She knows what she's doing. She's like the Mother Earth, right? She is like compassionate, loving. She's just beautiful. She's beautiful in all her ways, and she's very abundant in everything, and that's you. Okay, so there is some kind of abundance here. You're definitely trying to think you really are trying to review everything. You're trying to figure out what your next move is. You're trying to make plans, and you do have that decision plan, that decision card over here, which was the, where is it? Where is it? Oh. It's over here. Yes, so you definitely are making plans of some kind. Okay, so you're reviewing everything, what has happened, what's been going on, and you're trying to figure out your next step, especially with your finances. I would be really careful with your finances. Okay, really look at it closely. Don't just go, oh, okay, yeah, I have this much and then that's it, but really look at things. Okay, I feel like you're gonna meet somebody's gonna come into your life and help you with the things that you want. Collaborating with somebody. I feel like you're going to have a lot of ideas. I feel like you're being recognized, and I feel like people look at all your efforts what you're doing. They are definitely looking at you. You're a role model. You come up with all these ideas, these plans, and they just look at you and admire you, and it's very nice. I feel like you also have a lot of support from people, your friends and your family, but definitely a lot of collaboration and partnership is here. You have the Tower card here. Oops, Tower card, Virgo. And why is the Tower card here for Virgo? Oh, came into your own reading. Look at that. So you did get the Hermit card. You are your teacher. You are your own teacher, okay? You are your own teacher. You definitely know how to do things, okay? You've taught yourself so much. You can get a book and learn and teach yourself, and that's very nice. The Hermit, when you get the Hermit card, you're doing things good. You're at peace. You're able to handle a lot of things. But they still want you to go within, okay? They still want you to go within and try to, clear your mind more, okay? Because you still definitely need to rest, and you definitely need to take it easy very soon, because everything's moving, changing forward. But that's nice. You are going to go through a lot of changes because you did get the Tower card. There's going to be changes, and they're going to be coming in very fast. So just know that. Just go with it. What can you do? Changes. You can't stop it. You can't push it back. Go with it. And I do feel like the Three of Cups is here. Well, it is here. The Three of Cups is talking about celebration, happiness, you know, moving forward, getting together with people, with friends and family, which is very nice. I love that. You know, a lot of people, like I said, support you and admire you. And I do feel like there is like some great celebration coming through for you. So it's nice. And then you have the Three of Swords here, Virgo, for the what you need to work on. Aww. Oh, wow. Okay. So, you know, you do have the Three of Swords here in what you need to work on, and you do need to have the Three of Swords here, you know. They want you to be honest with yourself, okay? Really have honesty with yourself, really be real with yourself, you know, because I feel like, you know, you're very emotional, you know, you've been hurt, you have been hurt, and you still like, and you're still in that mode where, you know, like, you know, what did I do? You know, you blame yourself for a lot, you know, and you feel it. You're emotional, you know, you're away from your family, you know, and you're like, you have these emotions and you're very sad, and it opens up these wounds, you know. But they're saying, you know, just really have compassion in your heart, you know, just forgive that person, whoever hurt you. Just have that compassion and that forgiveness, because that's what you need, you know. Open your heart to new things that are coming in, new experiences, new experiences, new people, because that's what life is about, you know, meeting new people, you know, having that compassion and forgiveness and that love, you know. Don't let this hurt make you feel like you don't have that, okay? That's something that you need to work on. Like, okay, you've been hurt, okay, you were feeling the emotions, okay, it stings, but have that forgiveness for that person no matter what it is, because they were just supposed to be a lesson in your life, okay? They were supposed to be a lesson. And even though the experience, whatever experience it is, whether it was a breakup or a death or just an ending to a situation, even family members falling out of your life, you know, you still have to go through that experience. They're asking you to use that experience as a lesson, to just like, you know what, I'm okay because I can rise above all this. I can, because I know I'm stronger. I know that I can just keep going. I do feel like you have a very deep connection, that you're feeling a lot, and that I feel like, you know, you could also be going through this healing, because you are going through a huge transition, and you have been going through it since I don't know when, but you have been. So just know that even this too shall pass. Then you have the Six of Swords here. And why is the Six of Swords here for Virgo? One more card. Yeah, definitely. I feel definitely with the Six of Swords, you know, that things are going to change for you even more. You know, I know we don't like change. A lot of us don't like change. We don't like change. We like to be kept in our happy place, right? But sometimes it's needed, okay? And this is definitely something for you to do. You know, Six of Swords is talking about leaving something behind, you know, moving forward, you know, going on a new path, you know, and something that you have to do to move forward. I feel like definitely better times are coming. I feel like you just need to just keep going forward, and not look back, you know, and I feel like you will, because this is your outcome. You do have the Hangman. And I feel like you are definitely looking at things differently now, because you are reviewing everything. And I feel like you're surrendering to that past and just letting it go. You will. I feel like you need to find your patience for everything that's going on. Then you have the King of Wands here, which is a very nice card. I love this card. The King of Wands is talking about, you know, really being strong enough to have control of everything that's going on in your life. All the situations, you know. Putting things in order, just moving towards that success, you know, and experiencing all these new things that are coming in, you know. Don't give up on yourself. Find your strength, because you are the King of Wands, Virgo, okay? You can overcome anything. Believe me, there's a lot of abundance coming through for you. You always have been blessed. You always will be blessed. You know, and they're asking you also to think whatever plans that it is, whatever you're collaborating, whatever you're putting out there, you know, make it bigger because it's going to be successful. Okay. Wow. All right. So, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will definitely see you next time. God bless.